back to Reed at Homestead. It is gonna be such a fun day and I'm so excited for this makeover. I'm gonna be working on my guest bedroom. We are gonna be turning this into the most beautiful, serene, cozy, luxury, all the things retreat. And I think it's gonna be really beautiful. So let's get started. So this is our guest bedroom. As you can see, there's really not a lot going on in here. We don't really have any color. Everything is pretty neutral and there's quite a few things that are dating this space. Now, this space we've done just a little bit too, you know, kind of when we first moved into the house, we painted the walls in here. We changed out the fan for a more modern type of, you know, looking fan, and we painted the baseboard. So that kind of brought everything a little bit more up to date, but we definitely still have some dated features in here with the wood blinds that are dark. That really makes the space feel a lot darker than it actually is. And then also with these wood doors. And then combined with our nightstands that happen to just be sort of the same shade of brown, it's just making the whole space feel dark and kind of dated. Now, I do want this room to feel very moody. I want it to feel very cozy and with a touch of kind of luxury. And so to do that, I am going to be doing some color in here, which I'm excited about. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that kind of at the beginning of my channel, I focused on a lot of black and white because that's really what I love. But over the past few projects, I have been venturing out into some color, which I am very excited about. I kind of feel like it's a new Kylie and I'm having a lot of fun. So we are going to be doing some color in here. So when it came time to try to find a color for this space, I knew I wanted green in here, but I kind of wanted this like, is it green, is it gray color? Like which one is it? Definitely more green, but definitely has some serious gray undertones. That's what I was going for. I did take my time to go and gather a bunch of little paint chips so that way I could bring them home, put them on the wall, and see them in the space. Now, I over time have kind of felt like I can really narrow in on a color by bringing those little paint chips home and just putting them up on the wall with some tape and kind of comparing the tones. It really helped me to just be able to see the different tones together, because sometimes when you're in the store, you look at something and it's like, oh, that kind of feels like it has a more gray undertone or a blue undertone or a purple undertone, and then you get it home and it feels totally different. So although I didn't go and actually get a paint sample, which I also recommend doing, I felt like I was really able to narrow down the color for this room pretty easy. And for whatever reason, it was just channeling me and all of my Pinterest searching. Like a lot of times when I'm going to pick a color, I will go on Pinterest and kind of try to get like a vibe and inspiration for what I'm going for. And the color I landed on was Sherwin-Williams Evergreen Fog, which I think is going to be really beautiful in here. So anyway, I do have to go get some paint this morning and some more trim so that way we can get started painting. You guys know how much I love painting. We're going to be doing some shiplap in here and totally transform this space. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So we got this room cleared out and we took the doors off and everything is ready to go in here. So what I'm going to be doing is some vertical shiplap along this wall, and it's just going to go halfway up the wall actually. Well, probably more, about 3/4 of the way up the wall. And then we took these doors off as well so I can get them painted, and we're going to be adding some trim to these. So yeah, excuse this mess. Hopefully you guys won't have to see it for very long, but we are ready to go in this room. So I have my little workstation set up. The dining room has been taken over. We have to get super creative in the summer with our painting because it's currently 107 degrees in my garage. So painting in there is not ideal and not fun. So the idea we have here is that this is just gonna be my little paint station, and then we'll just stack them up and let them dry. So I think this will work out really well. This is not the first time that the dining room has been taken over. If you guys remember last summer around this time, I was painting my dad's barn doors and had to get super creative in here to use the sprayer. So yeah, this space just becomes makeshift sometimes. Are you ready? Oh, what are you doing? You getting me all set up?
Yep.
Thank you. For those of you who thought that the garage would be a mess, I'm happy to report
that it's only kind of a mess.
Only a little tiny bit, only because we have projects going on. So anyway,
we need
thank
to
you.
focus on one project at a time, and then it wouldn't be that.
Well,
We're just go-getters.
what's the fun in that? That's no fun.
We're just go-getters.
Are we using the big saw today?
Yeah, we're gonna cut like 7 pieces at a time.
Well, I don't know about that much, but here's all of our shiplap and all of our trim and everything, and we're just gonna go ahead and cut it ahead of time before we paint it, so that way we have less painting to do.
Yeah.
Work harder. No, I'm sorry, work smarter, not harder.
Work
right?
smart and hard.
Right. Do both. Mark is making me dinner. How sweet is he?
Well, we're shifting because the original dinner with chicken.
Yeah.
We have the slow cooker going because we thought it'd be done in time by the time that she was done. But
yeah, but it's not done.
So now I'm shifting and just making mini quesadillas.
Which I am so down for. We actually, we had this Every Plate. This is not sponsored. We had this little Every Plate card that we had made for lunch one day with my parents. Let me tell you, we don't have any sweet potato on hand, but these sweet potato and pepper quesadillas, everything. So I told Mark, I'm like, wait, if you're gonna make a quesadilla, do it up. Okay, I have news to share with you guys. Something very important that it's basically changed my life. And it is that I have been wrong. I have been wrong for how many years? 2 years, 3 years, 2 years. I've been wrong for 2 years about shiplap because I learned on the internet that if you're gonna do shiplap, you should always do it with like a flat or a matte or like an eggshell paint, something that doesn't have a lot of sheen. But for whatever reason in this project, I just wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted the doors to be in satin, and I have really, really, really been enjoying Bear's satin paint. The sheen is just, oh, it's just like spot on. It's so perfect. So I decided to just do the shiplap in satin this time, which if you're not familiar with where satin is on like the paint scale, it's like eggshell and then satin. So it's just a step above. So it just has a little bit more sheen to it. Sheen, is that what I want to say? It has like a little bit shine. It has a little bit more shine. That'll make more sense to you guys. So I did it. And I'm here to tell you that it's beautiful. It's stunning. Let me show you. Here's all my boards. And you can see like the reflection. Oh, just a little tiny bit. Oh my gosh. I feel like for whatever reason, of course this is just one coat, but even just with one coat, can you guys see how smooth that is? And that's because of the satin, for sure, 100%. It's like, it just makes it look like I sprayed it with my sprayer. Like I am so impressed and so obsessed. So now I'm telling you guys that satin, for shiplap, it's where it's at. Are we being cheap?
No, we're being resourceful. We're frugal. We're frugal.
That's right.
This right here, so on the wall, we just measured everything out. We placed everything up there. We're off by 10% of a board.
Right.
We're missing 10% of
one board.
So one board off, and so we're like, oh, I don't want to go back to the store again. And then I remembered, oh, we threw this junk piece of shiplap that was already primed and done Edwards painted.
Yeah.
Out in the yard. It's literally been sitting in the grass. I've been mowing over it. And I kid you not, it looks rough right now, but it was literally covered in brown dirt, and I just wiped it off. We lightly sanded it, and it's flat.
It really is flat.
It didn't swell at all. It's been what do we call it?
And this
sprinkled?
is, I know, it was
Our sprinklers
we
have been
should
going
have,
off.
we should have showed you guys before we wiped it off, but we were kind of like, last ditch effort, we'll see if it works.
It didn't swell. It didn't swell at all.
No, it looks
it's literally
fine.
been sitting in the dirt for probably, what was that when we did this blue wood?
Well, that was the office renovation, so.
It's been like a month of watering
it's
the
just
lawn.
been sitting out there.
And
it looks fine. From what we can tell.
There's no swell point.
So I'm gonna paint, I'm gonna cut it down and then we'll paint it. And we'll see how it looks.
Tell the difference. Nobody will be able
We're
to
gonna
tell.
see how it looks.
That's frugal.
It is frugal. We're getting rid of our scrap wood that's been in the lawn.
Yeah.
But
hey, there we go. It's one less
if it
thing on my
works.
back lawn. There we go.
Okay, let's see if we can salvage this thing. We did it! Ta-da-da-da! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da!
The trash board is a comparison.
I can't believe it. You would never know. This has literally been sitting on our lawn for over a month. We just painted it and it looks great. We are ready to install the shiplap. I wanted to show you guys really quick because Mark went through and marked all of my studs for me, and then he wrote conduit right here, because right on the other side of this wall is actually our service entrance panel, our big electrical panel that is the power for the whole entire house. So definitely don't want to be nailing in that section. So I will actually use some construction adhesive to adhere the boards to the wall right there. No big deal. And then everything else we can just nail in. So I will show you guys, when I can't hit a stud because I'm doing the vertical shiplap, when I can't hit a stud, I will shoot a nail in this way and then one in this way. So they kind of like will crisscross each other, and that will secure it to the wall. So where you can hit studs is great, but of course for vertical shiplap, there's gonna be quite a few times that you don't hit studs. So if you just shoot your nails in this way, they kind of grip to the wall so those boards don't go anywhere. It is the next day, and how good is this looking in here? I mean, seriously, I am so obsessed with the color. I am so obsessed with how this is looking. One thing that I'm loving about the vertical shiplap in here is how much wider it's making the room feel. Now, in my office, we did the vertical shiplap because we wanted to bring your eye up. We wanted to make that room feel taller, bigger than it actually was. And I was like, we'll kind of see what it does for this room. And even though we didn't take it to the ceiling, it is making this room feel so much wider. It's drawing your eye up, which also is still making the room feel taller than it is. It is crazy, the illusion that it's giving this room, which is exactly what this space needed. I wanted to share with you too an alternative for kind of making a statement in a room without spending so much money. I'm gonna share, I'll put a little picture on the screen here of a design that Angela Rose Home, Frills and Drills, and Making Pretty Spaces, they did in a nursery. They collabed together and did this nursery, and I thought the design was so pretty and so simple, and it's also super inexpensive. So right now, shiplap, all types of wood, anything super, super high in price right now. Each board is running about $13. These are the wider boards. They're like the 8 inches. They're really 7 1/4, but for an 8-foot board, they're running about $13, which is pretty crazy. But I was so stuck on the look of doing this in here, but if you're looking for kind of a cheaper alternative to kind of still get a really great impact, I thought that their design was really wonderful. So today the goal is to get the doors painted and get some trim on them, get the trim put on here. I'm gonna do a second coat. Oh, I forgot, the other thing that I did, I've never done before, is I actually put the shiplap up with pin nails. Call me crazy. I don't know. I just wanted to try something new. I just wanted to see how it would stick to the wall, if it was gonna do good. Usually I use my brad nailer. Literally, they're holding so well, totally fine. The same as they do with my brad nailer. So I don't have to fill any nail holes today, which feels so weird to me, but I'm very excited about it because the holes are so tiny that when I paint, I'll do the second coat of paint on this. The paint will pretty much fill those and you can't see them anyway. So huge bonus. I just continue to love my pin nailer more and more and more. Anyway, so we have a lot to do today, so without further ado, let's get this day started. Are you loving it?
I'm really seeing it. I'm so happy because we don't usually do color.
No.
And I feel like you're going into these moody colors.
Yes, I don't know who I am. Who am I?
I don't know who she is, but it just looks so good. It looks so good, and I just can't wait to get the black metal bed in here. Hey, Truffle. We've got a puppy dog right here. The design, Kylie's put so much work into the design of this room. It's gonna be amazing.
We're just getting started.
Boom! Oh, good job, babe. Looks amazing.
Thank you. I realized that this vlog is definitely a lot of painting. Like, my goodness, all we're doing is painting, which is one of my favorite things to do. You guys know that. So what I've decided is that I'm going to actually paint the door casing green as well. I kind of thought it might be a really nice monochromatic moment to do that. I could paint the casing white. I have the baseboards in here white. Mark thinks I should paint the baseboards green too, and I'm like, I don't know, that's totally out of my comfort zone. What would you guys do? I'm still debating, but for now, I'm definitely going to paint the door casing green as well to match. The next day, I was up cutting trim pretty late, and then I ran out of trim, so I'll have to go to the store and get some more today and get it painted and everything. But I wanted to go ahead and get what I have up on the doors. As you can see, I marked it out with some tape. I kind of just found a style that I felt like looked for me proportionally. That's always the thing I'm most concerned about, is are the proportions gonna look correct? So I work on that first, and then I just go through with my tape measure, and I just go ahead and measure where I put that tape, take a rough kind of round it up to the nearest number estimate, and then go with that. So I also took an account for my hardware that I'm going to be using, which I'm really excited about. So I'm going to go ahead and get the trim installed, and let's do this thing. How much better does that look already? Oh, I love it. I love this trim. Like, it is so simple, but it just has a really nice little, detail to it, but it makes it feel more modern at the same time. And I kind of feel like, especially when you're back, it takes you a second to go, is that trim really there or not? You know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, what I wanted to show you guys really quick, I chose to put the trim on with the doors up because I saw from the get-go that my doors were uneven. There might be a way to fix that, but taking them off and putting them back on, they're still uneven like that. So yeah, that is what I'm dealing with. So, and if I were to have like put the trim on, did all my measurements all perfect and whatever, I would have put them up and then they would look uneven. So this way I can just run my level across there, get them all even so they at least look even, because that's more important to me than them actually being even on the doors. I don't know. What do you think? That's just my preference. How cute does this look up there with that extra little bit of trim? So actually what I put up here was just a 1x3. You can kind of see the profile here. I love it. I considered cutting this down to 2 inches because the 1x3 is 2.5 inches, but I actually kind of like the extra little chunk that it gave this. So I really think it's just so beautiful. I did just caulk in here and then down here. So when I joined these together, I cut them at 45s to kind of get them together. Once I paint this, a lot of that seam will go away. I did the same thing here. So if you look up here, you can see the 45 here. So of course that's really nice and hidden. And then once I paint this, that seam will also disappear. So, you know, shiplap, this is actually a chair rail trim. I really love this trim. A lot of people I think traditionally would do crown molding here, which is another really great option. Crown molding does tend to stick out quite a bit more, so that's why I often end up just using like a chair rail, because it's going to sit more flat and then I don't have to have such a huge trim piece up here. I can kind of stick with something that's a little bit more low profile. So that is just my preference, but I think it looks really beautiful. I'm excited to get the rest of it painted, because that is like my favorite part, is combining trim. Once you paint it, it just looks so seamless. It already is looking really good. One of the last things that we need to do in this room is paint the ceiling. So ceilings can really make a space feel outdated. Ours is like, oh, it's just the worst shade of white yellow. It's horrible.
It was probably Swiss coffee at some point, but it's very yellow.
It's so bad. We need to have all the ceilings in our house painted, which I will leave to. That is something I won't do it. I will not.
When we have absolutely nothing else left to do in our lives,
yes,
we will get that done.
I will hire that out, is what I will do, because with the we have beams in our house, and so with the beam, it's just a whole thing. So anyway, what we can do is one bedroom at a time. That's manageable. So we are going to tackle this one. We also went through and patched a bunch of holes that were in the wall from the previous owner. There were holes everywhere in the wall in here, so or everywhere in the room in here. So
the ceiling as well.
And the ceiling. Yep, there were holes everywhere. So we got all those patched. So we are going to do a little bit of painting in here, and we're going to wrap this thing up. Is painting ceilings on your list of things you love to do?
Oh yeah.
It is so fun, right?
It is as fun as pulling gravel out from your eyes. It's one of those things that you don't know that you miss until you do it.
Right.
Man,
I miss those.
I know what really good feelings feel like now, because that was so bad.
You're so funny. You're doing great. I just wanted to show you guys the difference in the color. So this, you can really see how dark our ceilings were and just how dingy they look. And the white, so much better.
Oh, that's really nice.
Lucky for us, we'll have to do 2 coats.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It's our favorite. But we're a team, right?
Oh yeah, well,
we're a team.
I have a hand to high five with three.
Oh! Listen.
The fan might have white paint on it in some places. That's okay, right? That's luxury cozy.
It's sure. That's the vibe we're going for.
Just kidding. There's no paint on it.
Thank you for your help, babe.
No problem.
You're doing great.
Miss Kylie, what are we up to right now?
So we're installing hardware for these doors, and I wanted these, you know, if you remember the way that they looked before, is they only had one little knob, and I wanted them to look like it was actually more doors here than just the bifold doors, because that's just visually a little bit prettier in my opinion. So we went ahead and added a double set of hardware here, and I'm going to do the same right here. To do that, we're just using this little hardware jig. These are really inexpensive. You can pick them up usually in the cabinet like cabinet pulls area at the hardware store. So we got ours from Home Depot, and the idea is that you just mark, you kind of measure right where you want it to go, you mark your holes, drill, install the hardware. These are a lifesaver and make the installation process so easy. Phase 1 of this guest bedroom makeover is complete. I love it so much. Are we so obsessed with the green? I am so obsessed. How many of you were second guessing me? Let me know in the comments. I want to know, because I felt like I was going a little bold here. Maybe not, but I absolutely love this color in here. It's so peaceful, and it's just brought just calmness to this room and warmth and just, all the feels that I was going for. So can we just take a minute to talk about these doors? I mean, really, it is amazing. I've said it time and time again on here, what some trim and some paint can do for a makeover. It is crazy. I cannot believe these are the same doors. I'm so obsessed, and I love that they tie in with the shiplap in the room. When you walk in the room, the first thing that you're greeted with is the shiplap, and then as you turn and you see the doors and you see how they match and they just tie everything together, it's just such a vibe in here. I did bring my rug in here just to kind of help with the sound for a minute. I'm hoping my audio is not too bad for you guys, but I did want to take a minute to talk about this beautiful rug that we have in here. This is from Boutique Rugs, and I think it's called Stenhouse Mirror, but I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly. I'm just gonna put the name of it on the screen here for you, and I will leave a link below if you guys wanna check it out. But my code READHEAD will get you 60% off site-wide, plus an additional 5% off already discounted prices, which is amazing. All the rugs, the quality of the rugs on Boutique Rugs are absolutely fabulous. I have not had a rug yet that is not just amazing quality. So if you guys have had your eye on something on there, use my code and save you some cash. We love that around here. So anyway, I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me, you guys. Phase 1 is complete. We still have to decorate this entire room, so that video will be up later this week, so keep an eye out for that. I'm so excited to get everything in here and just see my vision kind of come together, and I hope you guys are seeing my vision too. So anyway, thank you for hanging out. Always have more in store here, so stay tuned, stick around, and I will catch you guys really soon. Bye! I just realized that these are probably in my shot, and it's from the fan. Listen, I could have changed the ceiling height in this room, but you guys are just gonna have to deal with that.
Well, I think you can change the ceiling height.
Here comes Mr. Mark.
Redhead Homestead could change anything.
Oh my gosh. Look at it, bring
craft
me
services coming in.
Coming in. See this?
It's because it's your mandatory break time. So union rules, I've got to get you craft services.
Look at this, beautiful. What you guys can't see is our husky toast right here. He's dying to eat this.
Yeah, he follows me around.
Hey, we have something to share with everybody. That's really important. Did you guys know this?
Oh my god.
What do we have to tell them?
It's mind blowing.
It is.
It's free to watch.
It's free to watch us. Did you know that? It's free to subscribe to our channel. Did you know? Now you know.
Now you know.
Now you know. So what are you doing? What are you doing?
The more you know.
The more. It's free 99, so you should subscribe. You're missing out on all of the freeness of our channel.
You should know what we're talking about if you haven't seen our last video.
Yeah, you should click on it.
Watch them all in order. Take 2 days. And just don't do anything but not even eat or sleep. Just watch all our videos.
2 days worth of content. Maybe we do. There's a lot of fun on here.
Videos on.
You guys should hang out with us. Subscribe. Thank you for being here.
Also, did you know that she has an Instagram account?
Oh yeah, did you know that? It's also free to go follow.
Yeah, it's free to watch.
Everything's free. How do we even do this?
I don't know.
How do we even
I don't know how we can afford to do that. That's got to change now.
We just get you guys the best deal
possible.
This
craft services is so expensive, I can't afford to have her do it for free. It's just not fair.
Thank you for hanging out, guys. I'm going to enjoy my McDonald's. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.